Did you know that simple, everyday habits you might not even notice could be quietly lowering your breast milk supply? Many new moms struggle to understand why their milk production suddenly drops. And often it's because of routines that seem harmless, like skipping small feedings, forgetting to hydrate, or even stressing about making enough milk. It's easy to think that only big changes affect breastfeeding, but even little things can have a real impact. If you've ever wondered why supply seems to dip without warning, you're not alone. Sometimes, the answer is hidden in the smallest details of your daily routine. Imagine you're doing your best, caring for your baby, and following the usual advice, yet milk supply still isn't where you want it to be. This can feel discouraging, but take heart. Understanding the silent mistakes that affect your milk can help you make gentle changes that truly work. By spotting and correcting these overlooked habits, you can take clear steps to nourish your body and boost your confidence as a breastfeeding parent. Remember, every small effort adds up, and you have the power to support your milk supply in natural, manageable ways. If you're like many new parents, you may worry about whether your baby is getting enough to eat and how to keep your milk supply steady. It's natural to want to give your baby the healthiest start possible, and breast milk is a big part of that during the early months. You might ask yourself if your baby is gaining enough weight, if they seem satisfied after nursing, or if you're doing something wrong when your supply dips. These concerns are common, and they reflect how deeply you care for your little one's growth and well-being. Your baby depends on your milk for important nutrients that help build their brain, strengthen their immune system, and support steady, healthy development. When your milk supply doesn't seem to keep up with your baby's hunger, it can create a lot of stress and self-doubt. You want to be confident that you're meeting your baby's needs and helping them thrive. By learning the quiet mistakes that can sneak into your routine, you give yourself the chance to make small, positive changes and protect both your baby's health and your own peace of mind. One of the most common mistakes parents make is assuming that skipping a feeding or waiting longer between sessions will help their milk build up. In reality, your body responds to frequent emptying of the breasts, either by nursing or pumping, by making more milk. When feedings are skipped or stretched out too long, your body gets the signal to slow down milk production, which can quietly reduce your supply over time. Another area of confusion is believing that drinking lots of special teas, eating certain foods, or focusing only on supplements will automatically increase milk supply. While some foods and drinks may help a little, nothing replaces the importance of regular, effective breastfeeding or pumping. Relying too heavily on these methods can distract you from the simple, proven habits that really support your supply, like responding to your baby's hunger cues and using good breastfeeding technique. The truth is, your milk supply is mostly shaped by a demand and supply process, meaning the more often your breasts are emptied, the more milk your body is signaled to make. Science shows that regular, frequent breastfeeding or pumping is the single best way to keep your milk production strong. Skipping feedings or spacing them too far apart can cause your body to make less milk because there is less demand. Even small changes in routine, like missing nighttime feedings, can quietly lower your supply over time. Supplementing with formula without medical need or relying on foods and herbal remedies alone can't replace the power of consistent nursing. Research supports that babies who breastfeed on demand, whenever they show hunger signs, help their moms maintain a steady milk supply. Responding to your baby's cues and making sure your breasts are regularly emptied are simple, science-backed ways to keep your milk flowing and your baby satisfied. Your body is designed to adjust to your baby's needs, as long as you keep the signals clear and strong. Think of your milk supply like a gentle water faucet. The more often you turn it on, the more easily the water flows. If you go a long time without turning the faucet, the flow may slow down or even dry up a bit. Your breasts work in much the same way. Nursing or pumping regularly tells your body to keep the milk coming. When you skip feedings or wait too long, your body thinks less milk is needed, so it naturally makes less. To help remember how to support your supply, try this simple list. 1. Nurse or pump often, especially in the early weeks. 2. Respond to your baby's hunger cues, even if they want to eat more than you expected, most 3. Avoid skipping feedings, including at night. 4. Let your baby fully finish a breast before switching sides so they get both foremilk and hindmilk. These steps all work together to send your body the message: keep making milk for my baby. One pitfall to watch out for is thinking that your baby's short or frequent feedings mean your milk supply is low. In reality, babies, especially in the early weeks, often nurse for comfort as much as for nutrition, and feeding more often helps stimulate more milk production. If you try to stretch out feedings based on a strict schedule, or wait until your baby is very hungry, you might accidentally signal your body to slow down milk making. Another common mistake is relying on formula just in case, without a clear medical reason. While formula can be necessary for some families, using it without guidance can reduce the demand for your own milk. This means your body may not get the message it needs to keep making enough. If you feel unsure about your supply, it's usually better to look at your feeding routines and check in with a lactation consultant before making changes. A helpful practice is to feed your baby on demand. That means offering the breast whenever your baby shows early signs of hunger, like rooting, wiggling, or bringing hands to their mouth. This helps ensure that your baby gets what they need, and it keeps your body's milk-making system active and responsive. If you're pumping, try to match the rhythm your baby would naturally set by pumping about as often as your baby would nurse. If you're worried about your supply or how feedings are going, it's a great idea to reach out to a lactation consultant or your healthcare provider for support. They can help you check your baby's latch, answer your questions, and give you confidence in your feeding choices. With the right information and gentle support, you can care for your body and your baby in ways that feel natural, effective, and encouraging. Frequent feeding is so important because breast milk is made on a supply and demand system. When your baby nurses often, your body gets steady signals to keep producing the right amount of milk. This steady milk supply makes sure your baby always has access to the nutrients and protective antibodies found in breast milk, which are vital for strong brain growth, steady weight gain, and building a healthy immune system in these early months. Breastfeeding on demand also helps your baby's digestion and comfort. When babies can eat when they need to, they're less likely to have tummy troubles or fussiness. And since your milk changes to meet your baby's needs at each stage, these frequent feedings let your body adjust and provide exactly what your baby needs to grow, thrive, and feel secure. This gentle, natural cycle supports your baby's whole development, giving them their best possible start. Today, try watching your baby for those early signs of hunger, like turning their head, smacking their lips, or moving their hands toward their mouth, instead of waiting for them to cry. Offer the breast right when you notice these signals, even if it hasn't been very long since the last feeding. Feeding early and often keeps your baby calm and helps your milk supply stay strong because your body keeps getting gentle reminders to make more milk. Another small thing you can do is make sure you're drinking enough water and eating regular, nourishing meals. Keeping a water bottle nearby and preparing easy snacks for yourself can make feeding times less stressful and help you feel your best. Remember, caring for yourself is part of caring for your baby, and every little effort counts in supporting your milk supply and your own well-being. If you ever felt overwhelmed or worried about your milk supply, you're not alone. Many parents have these same questions and concerns, especially in the early weeks of breastfeeding. There's a lot to learn, and it's easy to feel unsure when routines don't go as planned, or when you hear different advice from family and friends. The good news is, most challenges have simple solutions, and it's okay to take your time finding what works best for you and your baby. Remember, it's normal to make adjustments as you go. Every parent and baby is different, and every journey has its ups and downs. If you missed a feeding or made a change that affected your milk supply, that doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're learning, like every other parent. What matters most is that you're caring, paying attention, and willing to try gentle changes to support your baby's health and your own confidence. Every time you offer your baby the breast, you're not only feeding them in the moment, you're also supporting their healthy future. Consistent breastfeeding helps provide your baby with all the nutrients and immune support they need to grow, learn, and develop well, now and later on. These early feeding routines lay the foundation for good health, stronger parent-baby bonds, and comfort for both of you. Just as importantly, learning to read your baby's cues and respond with care helps build your own confidence as a parent. Each feeding is a chance to strengthen your trust in yourself and deepen your connection with your little one. The habits you build in these first months will stay with you, making feeding time a source of comfort, closeness, and success, benefiting both your well-being and your baby's growth. Remember, it's the little things you do each day that help your baby thrive. By noticing small habits and making gentle changes, you can support your milk supply, care for your own well-being, and give your baby the nourishment they need to grow strong and healthy. Every feeding, cuddle, and caring choice you make truly matters. Trust in your journey as a parent, and know that your attention and love are exactly what your baby needs. When you care for yourself and follow your baby's cues, you're shaping both your baby's future and your own confidence. Gentle moments now help build bright tomorrows for both of you.